Okay, so our today's video is about a very beautiful poem, Daffodils, by William Wordsworth. So let's get started. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high or wails in hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Okay, so in the first stanza, the poet describes the moment when he was walking alone and suddenly he saw a large number of daffodils. The poet says that he was wandering alone, feeling like a lonely cloud floating in the sky. As he walked through valleys and hills, he suddenly came across a beautiful sight. Thousands of daffodils growing beside the lake and under the tree. The flowers were moving gently as if they were dancing happily in the breeze. This scene delighted and surprised the poet a lot. Moving to the second stanza. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced. So in the second stanza, the poet continues to describe the beauty and the movement of the daffodils and compares them to natural elements. The poet compares that the daffodils to stars in the Milky Way, countless and glowing. They seem to form a long, endless line along the shores of the lake. The poet felt he saw 10,000 flowers at once. The daffodils were waving their heads lightly as if dancing in joy. This comparison highlights the vastness and brilliance of the scene. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. Okay, so in the third stanza, the poet compares the daffodils to the waves of the lake and describes how the flowers affect him emotionally. The waves of the lake also seemed to dance, but the daffodils appeared even happier than the waves. The poet says that no poet could be sad in such cheerful company. He kept looking at the flowers, mesmerized. At that moment, he did not realize the true emotional value that this scene would give him later. The joy of nature becomes a spiritual treasure for him. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Okay, so the fourth stanza tells us how the memory of the daffodils gives comfort and happiness to the poet whenever he is alone or unhappy. Later, when the poet is lying on his couch, either bored or sad, the memory of the daffodils suddenly appears in his mind. He calls this memory the inward eye, his imagination. Remembering the daffodils brings him peace and happiness even when he is alone. His heart starts dancing with the flowers again. This shows the power of nature to heal and uplift the human mind. Okay, now let's see the short summary of the poem and some important themes. In the poem, the poet sees a large number of daffodils dancing in the wind. Their beauty leaves a deep impact on him. Later, the memory of the flowers give him comfort and joy whenever he feels lonely or sad. The important themes in this poem are beauty of nature, power of memory and imagination, happiness and solitude, and the connection between humans and nature. Okay, so this is it for today. Goodbye, everyone.